Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Yesterday, Tennessee adds a commit in the class of 2025. I put out the video. Three-star defensive back Sidney Walton commits to the University of Tennessee, and I already know what the comments are going to be. I know what it's going to say. I know what happens when Tennessee signs a three-star prospect. Here come the comments, three-star you. And look, I know Tennessee can't sit here and sign a full class of three stars and expect to go out and compete for national championships. However, I also know that there's nobody out there in college football that's signing a roster full of five-star prospects. Maybe Sidney Walton pans out. Maybe he's a project. Maybe he's a guy that their evaluation's pretty high on. Again, I like his length. I like his athleticism. He fits the bill for what this coaching staff is trying to add in the secondary, but everybody acts like the sky is falling when Tennessee signs a three-star. Let me read off a little bit of history for you. Some three-star prospects throughout history: Baker Mayfield, Marcus Mariota, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, A.J. Hawk, and I get it, man. Those guys are the exception to the rule. Give me a team full of five stars, and I'm probably going to go out and have more success than you would with a team full of three stars. But that doesn't mean every three-star prospect is a miss. You got to trust the coaching staff's evaluation process. And I think they've done a pretty dang good job through 3 seasons under Josh Heupel. I think we can trust the evaluation. You want me to get a little bit more familiar? You want me to talk about some three stars at the University of Tennessee? How about Aaron Beasley? I think we all would agree that he was a pretty good football player at Tennessee. Javonte Spraggins, our starting right guard for 2024, he was a three-star prospect. What about Byron Young, now balling out in the NFL, edge rusher, three-star prospect? You know that running back, what's his name again? The one we're trying to replace from last year, the guy that averaged over 7 yards per carry, the guy that we're looking for somebody to fill his shoes, Jalen Wright, he was a three-star prospect. And again, I get it. You've got to land your fair share of five-star prospects if we're going to take that step, if we're going to get to that next level. And that's something that I continue to talk about for Josh Heupel. I think 2024 is crucial. I think he needs to have success on the football field. I'm saying probably a college football playoff run or just a little short of that would be acceptable in 2024. But I also think he needs some success on the recruiting trail in 2025. You got to be able to close. And when we talk about recruiting, right, it all starts with relationships and getting these kids on campus for these spring visits and showing them what the culture is all about, showing them what the atmosphere at the University of Tennessee is all about. And then it kind of bleeds in to official visits that are going to take place over the summer. And then you got a lot of decisions coming up in June and July. VolQuest put out a great point this morning in the War Room talking about the 865 event that's coming up Memorial Day weekend. A lot of kids will be on campus. Can you get some of these elite guys in town? You know George is going to be here peer recruiting. Can you get a David Sanders here? Can you get a Jaime Ffrench here? And that's one of the guys I want to talk about because Jaime Ffrench, 5-star wide receiver, this came out today. Official visits scheduled. LSU, June the 1st. Miami, June the 7th. Going to be at the University of Tennessee on June the 13th. And Texas, June the 21st. And yes, these are just visits, but that's the world of recruiting. Once you get that official, you got an opportunity. Get them back on campus. Can you get them back on campus for 865 leading into that? I think that would be absolutely huge. We've talked about Jaime Ffrench and his relationship with George McIntyre. He wants to play with an elite quarterback. Is that relationship with George enough to get him across the finish line? Is the success of the wide receivers at Tennessee enough to get him across the finish line? The relationships, the NIL, it's a package deal. But I want to talk about Jaime Ffrench. We're going to take a look at this article over at on3.com, but I need you guys to do me a quick favor. Hit the thumbs up, man, just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It does help the channel. I would appreciate it. Also, if it's your first time on the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't try to pretend to be any of that, man. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. We're diehard fans. We talk about news. We talk about rumors. We speculate. This channel is about hanging out with your friends, sitting on the back deck, maybe crack open a beer and talk Tennessee football. That's what this channel is all about. So if you like it, make sure you subscribe, click the bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Got some fun live streams coming up. We got a film breakdown coming up next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm also getting together with Coach Jay. As soon as I get done with this video, we're going to record some film breakdowns that will be dropping in the future. So stay tuned for that. Maybe some more player interviews. We had Jamal Wallace on. We've had Shady Hayward on. We had Jalen Matthews was just on the show back on Sunday. Go check that out. if you missed it. But let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Jaime Ffrench. If you're not familiar with who he is, again, 5-star wide receiver, 6'1", 185 out of Jacksonville, Florida, top 25 player, top 5 wide receiver in the country. He's a dude. I'll run through his scouting report real quick, just if you're not familiar with Jaime Ffrench. Skilled route runner with superb body control and strong hands, measured 6'1", 175, summer before 11th grade years, but at times can play much bigger than the numbers suggest as he fights for positioning and secures the prize. Attention to detail allows him to separate underneath, while agile feet allow him to keep defenders off balance as he attacks the deeper parts of the field. Might not be a true burner, but owns respectable testing numbers for his age, has shown that he can win his fair share of foot races. Does a favorable job of navigating his way through traffic, and is the type of ball carrier that understands the value of just picking up the yardage that's presented to him. Goes on to say he must keep progressing, continue to soak in any and all coaching, but has what it takes to emerge as a go-to talent at the Power 5 level with his tools. That's from Andrew Ivins over at 247 Sports. So does Tennessee have a legitimate shot at the 5-star wide receiver? Let's roll over to the article from On3. Again, this is not behind a paywall. This is a free article, so you can go over there yourself and check it out if you would like. 5-star wide receiver Jaime Ffrench locks in 4 official visits this summer. Says he's one of the most coveted prospects in the 2025 recruiting class, and a pair of schools are standing out in the battle for his commitment. Ffrench told On3's Chad Simmons on Saturday that Texas and Ohio State are currently at the top of his recruitment. Now, I know a lot of people are going to go, all right, video off, I'm done. He's going to Texas or Ohio State. It's over. Tennessee has no shot. Remember Francis Mauigoa. Tennessee was at the top for a long time. Williams-Nwaneri. Tennessee was at the top for a long time. What changed? They took official visits. Things changed. Is it NIL deals? Is it relationships? Could George maybe pull the momentum just a little bit? It's not over. It's big that Jaime Ffrench confirmed an official visit to Tennessee. That's huge. You got your opportunity. You got your chance to shoot your shot. Talking about the Longhorns, he says, Coach Sark, the love they showed early as soon as they offered me the scholarship in January. The love Chris Jackson showed, great people in the building, stuff like that. Goes on to talk about Ohio State. Coach Hartline, Coach Day, they always show a good time with me up there as well, showing the offense all they have done and can do. Talks about Hartline, says I met him going into my sophomore year. Coach Hartline is a good dude, always comes down to Jacksonville to show love, always wants me to get back up there. Goes on to say Ffrench told On3 that he has scheduled official visits for LSU, Miami, Tennessee, and Texas. He's also going to take an official to Ohio State that got pushed back into the fall season. Also going to unofficially visit LSU. Says they keep telling me to come home. I have people around Baton Rouge, so they keep telling me to come home. Then the offense. They had the number 1 offense in the SEC. The numbers always speak for themselves. Coach Hankton has also been after me since I was a freshman at Georgia. Relationships are a big part of my recruitment. So, and again, you know, the numbers speak for themselves. That's why when I'm talking about recruiting, when I'm talking about not only the class of 25, but moving ahead to the class of 24, I think Josh Heupel needs to have success in 2024. You've got your quarterback in Nico Iamaleava. And, you know, we saw that success with Hendon Hooker. That offense in 2022 had everybody talking, but then you fell off in 23. Was it quarterback play? Was it the scheme? Was it the receiver's fault? What changed? I think Josh Heupel needs to prove when I've got elite talent, we're going to go out and we're going to roll. And I think Nico is going to show everybody what this offense is supposed to look like. But it's big that Jaime Ffrench will be back in town for an official visit in June, because I think to take that next step, you've got to be able to close. And when you look at wide receiver, right, wide receiver for the class of 25, you've already got Joakim Dotson in the boat, and it's the same 3-star U jokes that we started the video with. He's a 3-star, but then Georgia offers, and Georgia tries to make a push, and then all of a sudden there's some respect put on Joakim Dotson's name because of Georgia. I think you're going to see him progress throughout his senior season. We'll see if he bumps to a 4-star. If not, I think Josh Heupel knows what he wants at wide receiver in this offense. And then this morning, VolQuest said Rodarius Jackson could be close to a decision after his last visit to Knoxville a couple of weeks ago. How many wide receivers is Tennessee going to take? If Joakim Dotson's in the boat, if Jackson jumps in the boat, are they going to take 4, 5? I mean, I think some of the in-state kids, if you want in the boat, you better jump in the boat or it's going to be full and you're going to be swimming, because you've got Caleb Cunningham, a 5-star wide receiver. Derek Meadows is a guy that was just in town recently. Travis Smith, 4-star wide receiver out of Georgia. Marcus Harris, the 4-star out of Mater Dei out in Santa Ana, California. Cameron Sparks and Rodarius Jackson, the 2 in-state kids. There's a ton of talent, a ton of top 300 talent. Some 5-stars in that mix. I think you need to close on one. I think you got to get one of those 5-stars and then add some of the other elite talent around it. The same goes for the offensive line room. I like where Tennessee's at with Jalen Matthews. Again, he was on the show on Sunday. Great guy, had a lot of great things to say about Tennessee. We asked him who he wanted to play with if he chose to come to Tennessee. He said David Sanders, and David Sanders was in Knoxville back-to-back weekends. Will also be here for an official visit in June. We'll see. Again, I go back to the point VolQuest made this morning. Who comes to 865 Live? Can you get David Sanders there? Can you get Jaime Ffrench there? Also, you look at Josh Petty. Tennessee swinging hard there, getting back in the mix. Another 5-star listed as an offensive tackle. Tennessee recruiting him as a guard. So I hear 3-star you and I laugh, but I also look at Josh Heupel in this class of 25, and we are going to have to close on some of these elite prospects. What do you guys think? Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Do you think they have a legitimate shot at Jaime Ffrench? What about the offensive linemen? Jalen Matthews, David Sanders, Josh Petty. Can Tennessee pull that top 5 class? Let's talk about it in the comment section. As always, do me a favor and smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the Talkin VAWLS merch, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link is also in the description below. Also, shout out to the members of the channel. You give me an opportunity to do this every single day. I get to wake up, talk with you guys about Tennessee football, and I am grateful. If you want to support, think about hitting that join button down below. You can do that for just $1 a month. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.